You want to know the truth. It's not your job, your schedule, your lack of money, or even the people around you that are holding you back. It's your ego, that invisible wall between where you are and where you could be, built brick by brick with fear, pride, and the need to always be right. And until you face it, no hack, hustle, or habit is going to save you. Let's be clear. Ego isn't just arrogance. Ego is that voice inside your head that whispers, "You're better than them," and then, 2 seconds later, screams, "You're not good enough." It's the identity you've built to protect yourself, to feel important, to feel seen. But in doing so, it's blinded you to the very things that create growth, connection, and true fulfillment. Look around. How many people are trapped in a performance, always needing to win the argument, always needing to look successful, always needing to defend every opinion like it's a hill to die on? That's not strength, that's fear wearing confidence like a costume. And the ego, it feeds off of that fear. Your ego will stop you from asking for help because it tells you it's weakness. It'll stop you from starting something new because it tells you you'll look stupid. It'll stop you from apologizing because it tells you you're always justified. And worst of all, it'll keep you locked in a version of yourself you've outgrown. Just because it's familiar, that's the real cost. The life you could have, rich in meaning, connection, purpose, is on the other side of your ego's resistance. But most people never get there because they're too busy defending the mask they're wearing. Let's get brutally honest. How many opportunities have you missed because you didn't want to look like a beginner? How many relationships have you damaged because you couldn't admit you were wrong? How many dreams have you delayed because doing it scared your pride? This isn't a guilt trip, it's a wake-up call. Because ego doesn't die in one dramatic moment. It dies every time you choose humility over pride, growth over comfort, truth over appearance. True power isn't pretending you have it all together. It's having the courage to drop the act and say, "I don't know, but I'm willing to learn." That's where transformation begins. Think about the most fulfilled, impactful people you know. Do they walk into a room and try to prove how smart they are? Or do they listen, ask questions, stay curious? Their strength isn't in dominance. It's in presence. It's in knowing that what matters most isn't how the world sees them, but how deeply they're aligned with who they really are. Because ego is loud, but authenticity, that's quiet confidence. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't flex. It just is. So how do you move from ego to authenticity? Start by catching yourself in the small moments. That urge to interrupt someone because you want to sound smarter? Ego? That tension you feel when someone gives you feedback? Ego? That voice telling you to quit because someone's ahead of you? That's not logic. That's ego feeling threatened. The next step? Learn to pause. Not everything needs a reaction. Not every opinion needs defending. Not every slight needs retaliation. Learn to breathe through discomfort instead of trying to outrun it with control or superiority. And then, here's the hard part. Tell the truth. To yourself. What are you afraid of losing if you let go of the performance? Approval? Certainty? Status? Be honest. Because until you know what you're clinging to, you can't let go. And I know, ego doesn't want to hear this. It wants the script where you're always the hero, never the villain. But real life doesn't work that way. Growth demands that you play both roles, that you own your mistakes, admit your limitations, and still show up. Here's what no one tells you. Letting go of your ego won't make you weaker. It will set you free. Free to evolve, free to learn, free to build relationships that aren't transactional, free to create work that actually matters, free to stop performing and start living. Because the goal isn't to kill the ego, it's to stop letting it run the show. Your ego wants applause, but your soul, it wants alignment. Ego seeks validation, but your purpose, it seeks impact. Ego chases perfection, but your real power, it lives in progress. So ask yourself this, right now, what is your ego protecting you from? What would you do today if you weren't afraid of looking foolish? What conversation would you have if you didn't need to be right? What path would you take if you didn't need a guarantee of success? Because the moment you stop asking, how do I look, and start asking, who am I becoming? That's when everything shifts. You don't need to be the smartest, the most impressive, the most admired. You need to be the most honest with yourself. Because that honesty, that's where the real transformation starts. Drop the act, drop the armor, Let go of needing to win every battle, because the person you're trying so hard to protect is the very person holding you back. Let the ego step aside and let your real self finally step forward. This is not about shame. This is about freedom, and the only thing standing between you and that freedom is your ego. So the next time you catch yourself defending, resisting, posturing, pause and ask yourself, is this who I want to be? Or is this just who I've been taught to protect? Let go and watch what happens next.